What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Bubble of a Bass, and if you're new here, please hit that like and subscribe button. This video we're about to get into now, we went fishing 3 days ago, and I ended up catching a 580, and that's the only fish we caught. It's tough in the summertime right now. I just wanted to show that all fishermen are human. I just wanted to break down the equipment I had, the conditions, how hot it was outside, the water temperature, and then I wanted to get the old dry erase board out and draw what I was casting at and how the contour, the creek channel, and everything runs. So I'm gonna roll the video clip first. Hopefully y'all enjoy this one, and let's get at it. Get the net. Yes. Ooh, boy. That's a toad.
All right, get us. Oh shit!
I got her.
Chop dog. Just get us away from that dock. Oh. Stop the bird's nest for you.
$5.80, guys. Look at that. All right, let's get her back. Alright guys, I just caught almost a 6-pounder. I think he was like 585 or something like that, but I'm using a Venom Lures Better Beaver. This is the blue color on one of my custom football heads. I'm using 17-pound fluorocarbon. It held up really well. I got a few frays on it. I don't know if y'all can see that because of that cloud cover up above me. But anyways, I tossed at that ladder. Y'all seen me do it many times. That ladder is just the hot spot, and Picnic just set a hook on one. But I'm using a 7'6" Fitzgerald all-purpose 7'6" heavy, and I'm using a Lews LFS speed spool. I think it's a 6.5 to 1, and I'm using 17-pound fluorocarbon, like I was saying, from Vicious Fishing. That's also in the description. If y'all see any Venom lures today that y'all want to use code Bubbaville. It's on the screen right here for 10% off. If you're new here, hit that like and subscribe button. And it's been a really tough bite so far. Like at the beginning of the video, y'all saw us just casting all in different random positions, and that was my first bite of the day. Like, he nibbled on it and he just started digging, and he got me in some type of crap down there, and I set the hook. Picnic grabbed the net. Awesome job, Picnic. So we're gonna get back to fishing and see if we can't slay a couple more and get a good video for y'all guys. So stay tuned, and if you're new here, hit that like and subscribe button. I gotta retie, and we're gonna get back on them. Alright guys, so y'all saw me catch that bass. There's one little key thing that I wanted to point out, and I'm gonna roll that clip again. Not the full catch, but I want to show you when the fish bites. And I actually casted to a ladder, but when I'm holding my rod in my hand, I want you to watch the line going up with my pole. That fish will actually make the line slap the rod. Get the net. Now, what does that mean? A lot of times I'm using my football head, which is 3/8 ounce, and it's pretty heavy. And I put the Venom Lures Better Beaver, and that picture of the Better Beaver will be right here on the screen. But when I'm casting down to the dock, we're in 9 feet of water, and that bait slowly creeps towards me, but I'm trying to cast behind the ladder and have it fall towards me. So on the fall, that bass sees it, and as soon as it hits right in front of their face, and a lot of times when you're feeling a bass bite on your lure, they already have it in their mouth. That chomping feel that you feel in the end of your rod or in your hand when you're holding the rod, the bass is actually biting the line because the bait's already in his mouth. So this was the bait that I was using, but it was blue with a green pumpkin head. This is the Venom Lures Better Beaver. This is the 3.5 inch. And so basically what I was talking about is when this bait falls and it hits the bottom and a bass comes up and picks it up and he starts running away with it, you literally feel his mouth hitting the line as it's already in his gullet. And 9 times out of 10, if your line's not tight, you won't feel them actually pick this up. So if your line's limp like this with the wind kind of blowing it, you're not going to feel that. So that's why I use fluorocarbon. So I like to keep my line tight when I pitch. So as it's going down, you can literally feel it sink and actually hit the bottom. And then you feel that little whack from the fish. That bait actually falls past the ladder after I flipped up underneath the dock. And keep in mind, we're 9 feet of water. And like I was just explaining, y'all saw that bass tick the line on my rod. And then after that, y'all heard that squeaking noise? He was actually dragging me through some cover and I had to hold my line tight just like this as my rod was shaking. And then old Picnic grabbed the net. Alright guys, so I'm going to draw this out real quick and then we're going to do a little time lapse of me drawing this out and then we'll get back to it. I'll show y'all what it is and we'll talk about it. So this is what the area looks like that I caught that fish in. I've caught so many other bigger fish off this spot. And I'm going to show you the key points and the key areas where the big fish stay and why they stay there. So here we go. Alright guys, so here's the boat, here's the dock, here's the ladder. These little red X's resemble brush. So I was positioned right here in the front of the boat and I actually made a cast past the ladder right to the ladder right here. So I hooked the fish here. Now keep in mind we're in 9 feet of water right here. 9 feet of water. That water is so much more cooler than any of the other shallow parts. The deepest spot is 12 feet, which is up here. And the bass are either relating in the channel right here, munching on bait, or they're underneath the dock in the shade. I know a lot of big bass love cover, and they love to be covered in the coolest water. Now, the reason I caught that bass there is because one, there's a creek channel right here, and they have fresh water. The water is also mixing, so that's what makes it cooler. If you ever jumped in a pool where the top part of the water was hot and the bottom part of the water was cold, that means there's a thermocline right there. A thermocline is where the top water and the bottom water doesn't mix, and the lower you go, the less oxygen there is. And then if the water's super hot shallow, there's not that much oxygen in there either. So the bass try to find that even layer where the water's cold, but there's no oxygen missing. And they also don't want to go in the hot water, which will be up here. So they try to find that perfect balance. And that perfect balance is right by a creek channel in deeper water where they could get shallow if they want to push bait. So that's why that bass was staging there. There's a creek channel, 9 feet of water. That was the coolest water of the whole pond. Up shallow it was 90 degrees, up here was 85. That 5-degree difference doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. It's kind of like you working all day in the sun in 90-degree weather and you go up underneath of a tree, you instantly feel that difference. So that's why that bass was there, and the reason I chose blue was because it was an overcast day. Usually I like to go with blues, purples, or blacks with an overcast day because they can see it easier. When it's sunny or bluebird skies, I like to use green pumpkin to imitate bluegill. You already saw me break down the equipment of what I was using. The key thing that I have learned to do, I used to love super fast reels like 7.5 to 1, 8.0 to 1. The reason I actually went slower was because in wintertime, you want to move your bait slow. In the dog days of summer, you want to move your bait slow. Sometimes there's days where you can move it super fast and you get bit. I have touched on this before with dead sticking. Whatever level of fishing you're on, dead sticking is the key to catching big fish. It's where you throw it out there and you let it sit with your line tight. You'll feel that bass bite, and sometimes those big bass, you can't really feel them bite. They give you that thump. Like they'll rock the rod. Those kind of like give you like a little pluck. And 9 times out of 10, for those that haven't really felt a big bass hit really slow unless it's on top water. Now sometimes some of them will rock it, but 9 times out of 10, they'll hit it so softly, and then you set the hook and it feels like you're hooked to a ton of bricks. And that's what you got to do, is you got to distinguish the bite. And a lot of times the little dinks will be the ones that knock the crap out of your line and your lure. Now, when that bait went down, like I said, I had to come through some brush and other things like that. And getting back to my reel setup, I was using a slow reel, so that way when I get my slack up, I'm not pulling the bait away from their face. So I'm pulling that slack up and I'm just getting the slack and I'm not moving the bait. So that allows me to have contact with the bottom and continue my dead stick action. Now, I think the reason I've been catching bigger fish is because of my reel gear ratio. And a lot of people think you need a fast reel. The only time you really need a fast reel is to make long casts and get your slack up really quickly, so that way you can feel farther away from the boat. But if I'm pitching right next to the boat and I can get that slack up and I can actually get that line tight really quickly without being fast, that's what you want. And that bass was huge. It wasn't a giant, but it was definitely a good video bass, as y'all just saw. And I was using Vicious 17-pound fluorocarbon. That link's in the description. I believe fluorocarbon is the best way to go. You get the strength of braid, but you get the sensitivity as fluorocarbon, but there's no stretch and it's abrasion resistant. And I was actually getting drugged through all that debris like I was just talking about, and didn't lose the fish. Old picnic, got the old bass shovel out and netted him for me. But like I said, man, if y'all are new here, hit that like and subscribe button. Hopefully this video was helpful, or at least hopefully you learned something that you didn't know before. If any of y'all have any stories or any tips that y'all want to share in the comments, feel free to drop a comment down below. And if y'all really like the whiteboard kind of classroom kind of thing, just let me know and I'll post more pictures of that. I'm trying to get some underwater footage of Venom Lures' better beaver and certain baits. What is actually going on down there, because this football header that I make, it allows the bait to stand up and these appendages stay up there just like this. And when this bait's falling down, these things just keep screaming and just keep like twisting and fluttering. And I really think that's what's getting bit, because when that bait's falling down in the water column, it just goes crazy. Like all the flappers and appendages just go nuts. And I really think it gets the bass's attention. And sometimes you just need a straight worm or something, slender. But these little compact baits, man, compact baits catch big fish. I don't care what kind of bait it is, but obviously I love Venom Lures. And if you see any Venom Lures today, or hats or shirts or anything that I'm wearing, use code Bubbaville. It's on the screen right here to save 10% off. And I just want to thank y'all for getting through this video, and all the people that commented on the Monster Bass and Mr. Tackle Box giveaway. Everybody that has entered, good luck to you in the giveaway. I really appreciate each and every one of y'all, and I just want to say God bless y'all, and thank y'all for sticking around with my channel and just making my YouTube experience really fun. I really enjoy putting videos out for y'all guys. So until the next video, it should be the giveaway unboxing videos. I think we only need like 10 more views until the boxes are actually given away and we shoot the video for the winner. So with that being said, if you're new here, please hit that like and subscribe button. If y'all want more awesome content, leave comments down below and give me some great ideas. And I'm just going to continue to go fishing, and we're supposed to be going catfishing tomorrow. So that's new on the channel, other than catching a random cat on some bass tackle. But like I said, we'll catch you on the water next time. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. I'm out of here.